Have you ever looked at your blog and thought, I've been doing this for a really long time. Why am I not seeing real growth? You've written the post, you've tried different strategies. Maybe you've even looked into in depth SEO, Pinterest, email lists, whatever it is, but your progress feels so slow. Or maybe it just feels inconsistent. So you assume I need to try something new. I need a better strategy. I should add something else. But what if the problem isn't that you're actually missing something? What if the problem is that you never had a clear plan to follow? And today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the number one mistake that keeps bloggers stuck and the simple plan that would save you years of spinning your wheels.
Welcome to today's training, the blog growth plan that I wish I had years ago. This is especially important if you've been blogging, but you're not seeing consistent growth. If you feel like you're trying a lot of different things and nothing is sticking, and you keep starting new things, but not finishing them. Because in most cases, the issue is not effort. It's a lack of clear, focused plan. So before we dig in to what you're going to learn, I want you to text the word plan to 251-644-6701 to get your free printable. Crystal, tell them what they'll learn.
This is what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn the most common mistakes that bloggers make that keep them stuck. You're going to learn why trying more strategies doesn't actually lead to growth. You're going to learn the simple plan that actually creates momentum, which is what you need right now. You're going to learn how to know what you should be focused on right now, not what your friends are focused on, not what the people in your group are focused on, you. And you're going to learn what to stop doing so that you can finally move forward.
So at the end of this training, not only will you learn those things, but you're going to walk away with a clearer understanding of why your blog hasn't grown yet. You're going to get relief from feeling like you're behind or doing it wrong. You're going to get one specific shift that you can apply today, this very week. And you're going to get a simple way to move forward with direction and confidence.
Okay. So let's talk about the biggest misconception about blog growth. Okay. People say, if my blog isn't growing, I need more strategies. I need to try more things. So bloggers start thinking, I should learn SEO. I need to be on Pinterest more. I need to grow that email list. I need to create more products. All those things, right?
Right. So they try a little bit of everything. Y'all, I'm sorry. Okay, here's what happened.
Tell us.
My husband cut back some limbs that was blocking the road from the ring cam. And now those limbs are gone, and every vehicle that drives past this main highway that my grandmother's house is on, every vehicle that drives past is setting off the ring cam. So it's like constant. And I was trying to figure out, why is this camera all of a sudden going off all the time? And it's because my husband cut limbs yesterday. Anyway, so you try a little bit of everything and a little bit of everything again, and then maybe something new again and again and again, and your blog just doesn't grow. Because the real problem is not lack of strategies. Like we said, it is a lack of a clear plan.
Yep, that's true. So the real problem is no defined direction. Most bloggers feel stuck when most bloggers who feel stuck have one thing in common, okay? We see this a lot. We talk to a lot of bloggers. We see a lot of bloggers' data. We know. And the most common problem is that they don't have a clear direction of what they're building. And they're trying to do all the things at one time. They're trying different things. They're switching strategies. They're starting over often. Kelly gives that example of following 5 or 6 different recipes to make one thing, and it turns into a mess, right? And it's the same kind of thing. If you're trying to follow all these different things, it's going to be a mess.
No direction. Right. Think about Friends, right? The trifle with the beef and stuff in it that was supposed to be like this fruit trifle. Remember that episode of Friends? Because the pages in the cookbook were stuck together. So they started one page of a recipe, and then on the back side of the recipe, It's the same concept. You started one part of one type of thing, and then you finished with the end of another type of thing, and you got the friend's disgusting trifle, right? And you never gave, so that trying the different things and the switching of the strategies and the starting over all the time means that you're not giving one approach enough time to work. This is not an overnight success business. We have to give it time to do something, right? Or we get no momentum. Instead, we get slow progress, we get frustrations, and we get that starting over again and again and again. And you know what? I get it. Starting over is a dopamine hit like you wouldn't believe, and doing the same thing over and over and over isn't. But the doing it over and over and over is what pays off. That
Yeah, it's
momentum.
true. It's true. So the one thing to fix first, before you try another strategy, ask this: do I have a clear plan? There's those tree
I'm
limbs.
trying.
Do I have a clear plan for what I'm focusing on for the next 90 days?
Right.
Right.
Not a vague idea, not a little bit of everything, a clear, defined plan.
Right. Because growth doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing the right thing consistently. Right. I've been working on Facebook hard since January 1st. Even when it feels like I'm making no progress, we have to keep going. Kelly's been working hard on Etsy since the beginning of January. Even when it feels like you're not making progress, you have to stay consistent, not be like, well, I'm not seeing the growth I wanted, so now I'm going to jump over here, because now that's something else that has to have a lot of attention, right? Okay. So, what a real growth plan actually looks like is here, let's talk about what it's not actually. So, a growth plan is not trying everything, it's not jumping between ideas, it's not this side of the recipe and this side of another recipe, it's not hoping that something works. Okay.
Right. A real plan is choosing one focus. If you've
Mhm.
followed us at all, you hear Crystal just said she's working Facebook really hard this year. I am working Etsy really hard this year. It's choosing that one focus and committing to it and following through long enough to see real results instead of trying SEO and then Pinterest and then email, or doing all three at once. You choose one. I want you to choose one growth strategy for 90 days and
Mhm.
stick with it.
Right? Can you do that? Can you do that? It's like 90 Day Fiance. Can you do that? I've never even watched that show, but that's what it reminds me of. So, here's a simple self check. Okay. And the great thing is there's no tech required for this. I want you to ask yourself this question: what am I currently focusing on for my blog? What is it?
Yeah,
What is it? So for me, it's Facebook. I mean, there are other things running, right?
of
And
course.
there's a very small team of people running those things. But what I am working on is Facebook. Okay. What Kelly is working on is Etsy. Now ask yourself, if I had if I had to clearly explain my plan for the next 90 days, could I do that? That's a yes or a no.
Mm.
Okay. That's not a complicated thing. Yes or no? Yes, I 100% could. Okay. My clear plan is consistent, like I'm doing 3 reels a day, 3 images a day, following the data, creating the long form, turning it into short form. Okay. So long forms over on YouTube. That's, yes, I can do that. But if you can't, that's a problem. Kelly, you can tell us what your 90-day plan is for Etsy. I know part of it is getting 30 products out in a month.
It's products. It's products, 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 products. That's it. I I need products. I have followed some people using listed them. It was recommended by a VIP member in Six Figure, and you can follow other sellers. And I can see the top sellers have thousands of products in their shops. I don't
Mhm.
even need to worry about how my shop is doing until I have a certain number of products in there. So that's it. It's the same way with blogging. You don't even need to worry about how your blog is doing until you have a certain number of posts in there. So for me, it's product,
Mhm.
product, product, product.
Mhm. Yep. So let's talk about why this feels so confusing.
Yeah, because often it looks like a knowledge problem, right? I need to learn more. I need better strategies. I need more ideas. If I just knew the secret that Kelly and Crystal knew, then I could be as successful as them. But really, it's not. There's no secret. We tell you guys this all the time. The secret is there's no secret. It's clarity and execution. If you have scattered effort, you're going to have slow growth. If you have a clear plan, you're going to have real momentum. That's
Mhm.
the secret.
Yeah. It's consistency, right? And that momentum snowballs and builds, right? So even when you
Wow.
made 2 cents for the day in the Facebook bonus program, if you keep going, it keeps compounding, right? And you
Right.
will get to the point where you can make 800 a month or 10,000 a month or whatever it is, right? All right. So what is your key takeaway? Here's what we want you to walk away with. If your blog isn't growing, don't start by adding something new. That's just going to overwhelm you. It's just more. Start by creating a clear focus. You need a simple plan, and you need a commitment to follow through consistently. That's really the biggest thing here. Because when you stop guessing and you start actually executing and you start being consistent, even when it feels like the progress is so slow, if you could just make slow progress for 21 days, it all compounds. That is when growth actually starts to happen.
So,
It's true.
yeah, so if you're thinking, I don't actually have a clear plan, well, we've all been there. Everybody that we know has been there. People have always been there. So that's why we created something super simple. It's the 90-day planner. And it's not a planner like Erin Condren. It's like plans. It helps you plan out something. Okay.
Mhm.
It helps you choose your focus and then map out what to do each week. It helps you stay consistent and it helps you keep from starting over.
Right. Because here's the deal. Most of us bloggers, there are some that struggle with different things, but most of us do not struggle with ideas, right? We don't need more ideas.
We don't.
We
We
need
have so
a
many
plan to
ideas.
follow. And that's
Yes.
what you're going to find in all of this in our 90-day planner is a plan to follow for 90 days.
Let's think
Okay.
below.
All right. So this week, I want you to do one thing. Kelly, what is it?
Write down everything that you're trying to do on your blog, all of the things, and then ask if I focus on only one of these for 90 days,
Mhm.
what would it be? That's your starting point. Because again, blogs don't stay stuck because bloggers are not working hard enough.
Mhm.
They stay stuck because there's no clear direction guiding their efforts.
Mhm. Yep, so true. But once you have a plan and you actually stick to it, that is when the growth is actually going to become apparent and it's going to become a lot simpler. Okay. So, speaking of having a plan, don't forget to text the word plan to 251 644 6701. Okay. When you do that, it should automatically send you a free printable that goes along with today's training, right? That's the only way to get our printables now is to do this process. If you send the word plan to this phone number and you don't get the printable, that means that you likely D&D'd us and maybe it was an accident. Okay. Maybe it wasn't. If it was an accident and you need to undo it, here's how you undo it. You're going to text the word start and only the word start, and then wait about 15 seconds. Then text the word plan and it will trigger you back into our process. Okay. If you purposefully D&D'd us, that's okay. You don't have to get our information, but that's the only way to get our printable. So there's that. And we only text you these printables and like when a new video drops. It's very, very mild. So don't feel like you're going to be spammed. All right. Here's what we want you to remember. You are closer than you think. We have given you all the details that you need to make this happen and to get you on the right path to the next 90 days looking completely different than the last 90 days. Guys, our industry has been shaken up for about a year and a half now. It's time to move forward. It's time to see growth again. It's time to focus. And this is going to help you do that. Okay. All right. Final thoughts, Kelly.
Go
That's
do
it.
something amazing. Make that plan and stick to it.
Stick to it, even when it's making pennies. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.